What's going on, world? Brian Wright here, and welcome to the Brian Wright Radio Show. First of all, if you took the time to click on this video, I want to say thank you. And if you're the type of person that wants to change the world through your gifts and through your purpose, and you feel like you got more to serve to the world and you want to leave the world a better place than you found it, then this channel is exactly for you. That's what we do. We talk about leveling up, and we talking about getting in tune with your greater self so you can go out there and be the change that the world needs to see. Now, today's topic is going to be called narrow. It's going to be called narrow because, there's a passage in the good book. And like I said, y'all know me. This ain't no religious show or anything like that. I just like to take scribes that I've seen from back in the day, and I like to dissect them. And that's what I'm doing with this. So the book is the Bible. And we're going to go to Matthew 17, 13, and 14. Enter ye in at the straight gate. For wide is the gate, and broad is the way that leadeth to destruction, and many there be which go in thereafter. Because strait is the gate, and narrow is the way which leadeth unto life, and few there be that find it. Now, why did I read that? Because it's so relevant to today's world. How many people do we know when it comes to when they wanting to do better, they take the path of least resistance. They can't do their own thing. They got to go where everybody else is going. They can't be by themselves. They always got to be at the party. They always got to be the center of attention. They can never get around people. Whatever the trends are, they're following in it. We all know these type of people. And, majority of the population, you got to think, it's like 95 to 5. You got 5% making all the money compared to the 95% who's just scraping up change. And why is that? Because people waking up every day and they don't have any goals. They don't, if you ask somebody what they want to make in the next 6 months to 3 years from now, they're going to look at you like a deer in headlight because people don't think that far. Why? Because society doesn't teach us to think that far. Society teaches us to, the ways to riches is easy, and so you can get this in 30 days and you can get that in 30 days and all that other bull crap. But you know what, though? We live in a society that'll believe it. Majority of people choose to believe that because believing in hard work is definitely not what people do these days. And that's why it says narrow is the way and straight is the gate, because it really is. If you really think about it, like there's a straightforward answer to everything. If you want to learn how to play basketball, guess what you got to do? You got to go to the gym. That's the answer. If you want to learn how to sing, guess what you got to do? You got to practice singing. That's the answer. If you want to lose weight, guess what you got to do? You got to diet. That's the answer. But what most people rather hear? You could take this pill. You can go to this person, that person, everything around when it comes to doing the work in the straight and narrow way. How many people do we know like that? How many people do you know that could just buckle down and go, hey, for this whole year, what I'm getting ready to do is be narrow as hell. Excuse my language, narrow. And I'm going to sit my tail in the house and I'm going to work towards my goal every day. That today is non-existent. I mean, it's only a select few people that you can honestly talk to about that. I guarantee it's probably about 5 people, maybe that you can talk to about that, about grinding, about, hey, man, I'm thinking about staying in the house. Majority of people going to be like, what? You want to stay in the house? You don't want to get out here and go drink? You don't want to go out here and chase these people and that people? You don't want to go to every spot and try to be seen and try to find this and try to find that? The life of the party, man. People don't know how to sit down no more. And that's the reason why their path leads to destruction. Because I tell you what, I ain't even going to lie to you. I've never felt fulfilled. Like, don't get me wrong, I had a good time, but drinking at the bar ain't never made me feel fulfilled. That person ain't never made me feel fulfilled. He ain't never made you feel fulfilled. She ain't never made you feel fulfilled. What make you feel fulfilled is achieving stuff, accolades. That's what makes people feel fulfillment. And then when they get recognition for it, I remember I used to be in the Army. And it's the reason why I enjoy the Army. Ain't nothing wrong with either side. If you're a civilian, I respect you. If you're in the Army, I respect you. I feel like you got to work together anyway in some sense. But when you did good in the military, guess what happened? You got recognition. They recognized you for your hard work. You seen the mission that you was working on, and then you're getting an ARCOM for it, or something that was called an AAM or a coin or something like that. You're getting recognized for your hard work. And that's what we love, truly. That's what we really strive for deep down inside as the human race. We want to feel appreciated, but we don't want to be boring for a little while to get to that point where we can be appreciated. That time in the Army, it was a grind. Like, if you wanted to be a sergeant, you had to separate yourself from people. You couldn't be around the people that didn't want to get promoted. And that's what majority of people are doing now. Like, they're trying to live the narrow life, but at the same time, they live in both sides. They one foot in and one foot out because they scared of people not gonna call their phone no more. They're not gonna fit into the crowd anymore. They're not gonna do this anymore. They're not gonna do that anymore. They're gonna have to actually make some effort to change and become a new person. Narrow, straight, a straight line. Most people call it boring today. Oh man, you ain't out there looking flashy at least. You ain't not, no man, I'm not wearing those kind of shoes because I don't want to buy those kind of shoes right now. Oh man, you lame. Whole time they buying the shoes, they can't even afford the shoes. They broke after they buy the shoes, but they make it look like something on Instagram and on Facebook and stuff like that. Wide. They make it look flashy. But the truth is, they can't even afford a plate to eat. I know a lot of people like that. Because you know why? Their pride is involved. I don't care to be boring. Let me be boring to the average person. You know why? Because that means I'm doing something absolutely right. If everybody want to hang around me, and I've been the life of the party before, we've all been that. Next thing you know, you ain't got nothing but bloodsuckers and leeches around you. You ain't got nothing but bloodsuckers and leeches. People that'll party with you up and down till the sun go down. They'll drink all your liquor. They'll smoke all your weed. And then after that, they leave you high and dry. And you'll never hear from these people ever again. And that's how that stuff goes. Because you know why? Because it wasn't real. It was just with you because you had to drink, you had to smoke, you had the money. And then once all that dried up for them, because majority of people only think about themselves, once it dry up for them, guess what? They ain't got no more use for you no more. And they skate. But guess what? When you're on your narrow, you ain't got time to hang around people like that anyway. Right now, I'm on my narrow. What am I doing? I'm doing my schoolwork because I'm getting close to graduation. I'm doing these videos. I'm doing this radio show. Why? Because this is what I want to do. This is what I want my future to be designed. This is how I want to monetize. This is how I'm going to monetize. This is how I'm going to set myself up in the future to where I can make money on YouTube even when I'm sleeping. Because that's the goal, right? Everybody always talking about passive income, but it's crazy that only thing I have to do right now is sit my butt down, do these videos, put them up on YouTube, put out a bunch of them. Next thing you know, the algorithm catch them. And then people start listening, the views start coming in. Next thing you know, I start getting paid. Partnerships, sponsorships. Who in their right mind wouldn't sign up for that? But you know what? Majority of people won't. You know why? Because they can't miss the fun like that. They can't get away from the fun. The fun is everything to them. If they can't have a liquor bottle, if they can't have that weed, they don't know what to do. If they feel like they get knocked out from the crowd, they'll probably lose their minds. You know why? Because they're not in tune with themselves and they don't like being around themselves. I'm learning to love myself. I'm learning that I'm very creative. I'm learning that I'm very magnificent. I'm learning that I can do this. I'm learning that I can write songs. I'm learning that every limitation that was placed on me when I got by myself and I got on my grind and I focused, I crushed it all. Everything they ever said about me, I did it. And you know how I did it? Being focused and boring. Now, am I saying that you're supposed to sit at home 24/7 and not wear nice clothes and all that other stuff? No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying you don't try to do it like them. You like, hey, I got it, but I live like I don't got it. Because you know why? I'm trying to live for the future. We're all getting old, man. I always try to tell people like, if you don't take care of yourself, think about it. Old people don't get treated that well when they don't have a support system or they didn't plan their lives. That's why now I'm trying to plan my life. Don't get me wrong, I expect my daughter to take care of me, and I think she will because she loves me. But at the same time, I'd rather take care of myself and she take care of me in an instance to where I establish an income. And if I get too old, and she can hire a nurse with my money to look after me, because I understand how it is. You don't want to look after a person 24/7. So, hey, I need to set something up to where I'm not a burden on her. And guess what? It's being narrow right now. Sitting down in here right now, talking to you guys, going through my ideas of how I can make this channel better, the better topics that I can do, and all that stuff. It takes hard work. It takes focus. It takes sitting down, getting off social media. It takes all that stuff. You have to be willing to miss fun, to stack funds. That's a good one. You must be willing to miss fun to stack funds. And you got to tell yourself, they having fun right now. But if I keep grinding like this, I promise y'all, I'm going to be doing this all over the world when the monetization start coming in. I'm going to tell you that right now. I'm going to be traveling. I'm going to be doing stuff with my daughter. You know why? Because I understand now what it takes in order to make money. I got to provide you guys with products and services. Services that give value to you guys, that empower you guys. I understand that now. And that's my mission. That's what comes with the territory. You got to give to get. That's how it goes. So you have to understand that you have to be able to be like, you know what? I know that fast food restaurant is down the street, but maybe this week I'll just eat peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. You know what? Then doggone drinks look good. You know what? I'm just going to stay where I need to stay at because my bank account is not there yet. You know what? Instead of buying drinks at the bar, I'm going to pregame and I'm going to buy bottles cheaper and I'm going to pregame before I go to the bar and I'm going to have a good time at the bar. Like there's always alternatives. You know, sometimes I'll be in the grocery store and I'll be seeing the difference in the prices when they cut it compared to when you cut it. I bought some cucumbers the other day. They were $3. They was already cut up. But if I would have bought the cucumbers that I have to cut up, then it only would have been 69 cents. You know? Hey, if you can make it cheaper, why not? If you can save a buck, why not? This is what I'm saying. It's not sexy. I understand that it's more sexier to be on the internet flossing everything you got and, you know, posting all your money and stuff like that. The Instagram, that stuff releases dopamine, you know? It releases dopamine and people fiend for it. They fiend for the attention. And I understand because attention can be a drug sometimes, the male and female, if people really admit it. We love admiration. We were designed for that stuff. But guess what? Until you put yourself in a position to be admired, which is finding out what your purpose is or finding out what your gifts are and display them to the world, and you have the discipline to sit there and do it every day, no matter what's happening, no matter how much money you're not making right now, and none of that stuff. You say, you know what? I am going to perfect this for the future. And I'm going to bring this to the marketplace. And I'm going to put it out no matter what. Because somebody has to like it. Discipline. How many people are going to exercise discipline? The straight and narrow discipline. That's what it's all about. Without discipline, you'll never get anything done worthwhile. It takes discipline. That was another thing about the military. You had to be very disciplined or you had to get out. There was no other way. Success is the same way. You could not slack off in the service. No. They'll give you maybe one try, maybe even two tries. But I'm trying to tell you, they won't give you no third strike. I'm trying to tell you, once they see that you have what they call military bearing, they'll chapter you out. Next thing you know, you got to go out there and find a job and all that good stuff because you didn't want to have any discipline. You didn't want to listen to superiors and stuff like that. And it's the same way with success. If you don't listen to the people saying, read books, have discipline, Do the things that require a lot of focus, then you might as well hang it up. You delusional. You delusional. But guess what? You could change it right now by setting yourself a goal, by pursuing that dream, by sitting in the house and being disciplined and taking the time out of your day to manage everything well, including your time. And you say, you know what? I'm about to come up with a plan in the next 3 to 5 years. And this plan is going to set me up for the next 10. That's where the power comes from when you do that. And that's why that stuff leads to life. Think about it. It leads to life. I'm trying to lead my way to my new life by establishing discipline and being on the straight and narrow. So I want you to look in the mirror. You know how this go. And say, you know what? I understand what they doing out there. I understand that they partying. I understand that they look like having fun. But right now, I'm about to get on my straight and narrow. I'm about to get on my discipline. I'm about to discipline myself for the next 3 to 5 years. So in the next 10 years, I can pop out and I could really be about it while they was just playing on the internet. And that's what it's about. Tell yourself now, I'm getting on the straight and narrow. So with that being said, I just want to say thank you, everybody that's listening. And I hope this message gave you value to go out there and serve the world in ways where you leave it a better place than you found it. Because that's what we do on this channel. You know the motto, no distraction till riches. Level up.